G'day, everyone. How do you do? Time for IndyCar. Last one of the weekend. Looking forward to it. Getting the credits. The opening sequence is going now. If you're watching along on Sky. Hello, viewers. So thrilled to have you back. And dare I say, strap yourselves in. This could be a long one. This could be lengthy. How did everyone feel about the Formula One? I sort of watched it out of the corner of my eye whilst I had lunch, but it seemed quite boring and predictable. But that's just my opinion. It's getting the shots of downtown Detroit now, obviously. So this race historically has been at the Belle Isle location, just 2 miles away from where this circuit is now. But Penske's thrown some tin around and moved it downtown into Detroit. So let's see how it goes. They reckon the track's a little bit of a pig of a thing. From chatting to a couple of the guys over there, some have said, and I won't name names, it's the worst track they've ever been to in their life. So take that with a pinch of salt. But Peter Brock once said, the track's the same for everyone. So no complaints really. Quite cool. What I like that they've done here as well, they've split the pit lane. So it's just super wide instead of long and narrow. So depending on which driver you are, which crew you are, you could go in the pit lane and you're either turning right or left to get to your garage spot, and it gives everyone a bit more space. I really like it. I feel like they should do that more places, more street tracks. Let me know if you agree. Quite nifty. Quite nifty. I'm going to fire up the iPad here. I'm going to get the IndyCar app fired up. And I recommend you do the same. It's quite handy because sometimes the live timing on IndyCar can be a little bit frustrating. So I do recommend downloading the IndyCar app. There's a free plug there for NTT. There you go. Rotate the bastard sideways. Live timing. Oh, it hasn't rolled off yet, so we'll leave that. We'll park that for now. Indy 500, obviously last week. I didn't unfortunately catch it, but I had to catch a replay. A lot of discussion around a couple of things. First of which was who's the hottest IndyCar driver. That video, so I'm on my knees right in the shot there. That video, I think probably a few of you have seen it on your TikToks, your Instagrams and what have yous. A lot of support out there for Stingray Rob, which I back. I think he seems like a nice fella. For me though, I think I have to go into the Newgarden camp. As far as just raw hotness, he also has piqued an interest in a role in the financial services sector, which is attractive to me. It's a trait I look for in all my lovers, is an interest in finance. So yeah, for me it's going to be Joseph Newgarden. But yeah, Stingray Rob getting a lot of mentions. And then the other thing, this was less of a headline at the Indy 500, was the way it all ended. So what happened was they kind of broke procedure. Reminiscent, some may argue, even of the Abu Dhabi 2021 fiasco, where they sort of restarted the race. Some may argue a lap before they should have. And to be honest, I can see Marcus Ericsson's argument. I really do. But I think, personally, that much more would have been made of it had it not been Joseph Newgarden who ended up winning, because everyone likes him. And Marcus Ericsson won it last year, so they can be a bit like, come on, you won last year. Everyone likes Joseph. You know what I mean? So, that's my 2 cents. But what do I know? I'm just an insurance broker. We're approaching the green flag here. A lot of dithering around on the grid in IndyCar. But what is quite cool about it is that the fans really get to get along, get up close, have a look-see at the cars on the grid, which you certainly cannot say for Formula One. And we're going to get a replay here of Pato O'Ward making a total penis of himself at turn 3 in Indianapolis. Just tried to send it, and just and then gets on the interview afterwards and says he's going to take Ericsson with him next time, which technically is a threat of violence. And if he did, and Ericsson was hurt, then he could actually go to prison. I'm not throwing accusations around, but I'm just saying, if he did that, I'd probably sue him. Let us know what you think in the comments, obviously. I mean, everyone entitled to their opinions, but I think Pato O'Ward's made himself look like a little bit of a helmet in and amongst all of that scenario. Here we go, getting replays of Newgarden with lipstick on his face and pouring milk on his head. Without context, that could sound like a real night out. And this is what I think. So I think he struggled a bit for pace this week and this weekend. And sort of understandably so when you look at like the amount of media he's had to do in the space of a week post winning the 500. I mean, you'd take the deal. You definitely take the deal. But it would be taking it out of you. There's a lot of distraction leading into a race, and it could be a little bit of a point of contention as far as his struggles. He's starting 5th, so ignore everything I've just said. But he wasn't that quick in practice. Fuck me, what a waste of time that monologue was. Jesus Christ. I mean, what a man. I mean, giving Joseph Newgarden a real rap here actually so far on this stream. We've already labelled him the hottest in the paddock. Everyone likes him, and that's why he perhaps got away with something he shouldn't have done at the Indy 500. What a stallion. What a total stallion. Backbone even. And then there was one more thing that happened at the 500. Oh! Yeah. The other thing of note, and the last thing I'll talk about, the 500, before we sink our teeth into the Detroit street race here. And by the looks of things, the drivers actually haven't even put their helmets on yet, so fuck me. I said at the start this is going to be a long one, and I think I was right. The other thing, the Indy 500, was the wheel that came off Kirkwood's car and flew over the catch fencing. And by some miracle, managed to just hit the gap like Jonah Lomu, in which there was a place with no people in it. And Indianapolis is packed, so to actually thread that needle is a real 1 in a million itself. You definitely don't like to see wheels coming off for a start. Wheels coming off on an oval, and anything getting over the catch fencing. But a wheel, there's a shot of Marcus in the background there getting his kit on. But a wheel of all things, I mean, it's heavy, and it would have been traveling at least 180 miles an hour. If that went into the crowd, it would have been a far more somber day at Indianapolis than it was for anyone. So that was pretty alarming. I'm going to label it that. That was pretty alarming. And somebody asked me what the insurance implications of that would be. Now, Indianapolis Motor Speedway should, I believe, have what they call a public liability policy. And what that protects you from is kind of what it does on what it says on the tin, and that if your facility is responsible by way of accidental occurrence, essentially, for a member of the public being injured or suffering some kind of loss, that is what public liability insurance is there for. So with that wheel flying up and hitting the car in the car park, the insurance payout on that will be the material damage section of their public liability policy. So it's not just for people, but also for the belongings of the general public. So they'll pay out on that, on the material damage section, I should imagine. Hence why the person whose car was hit, I believe, is getting a new car. So a little bit of insurance chat for you there. So we're going to get the anthem or a prayer? We're going to get a prayer from Bishop Edgar Van, great name. Amen. Bishop Edgar Van there giving the pre-race prayer. Customary in IndyCar for those of you who may be new to it. And now we've got a choir to sing the national anthem. The Canadian national anthem. Well, this is a strange turn of events. I mean, nothing against Canada, but they're in Detroit, which is in America. So why are they singing the Canadian national anthem? Have I missed something here? This is rogue. Can you imagine the uproar if the French national anthem was sung before the Silverstone Grand Prix? Well, that was weird. Now we get the Stars and Stripes. There's Marcus and Lissy. Guess it's out now. Red glare, the bombs bursting in air, great truth to the night, that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled... Fuck, I'm gonna get a drink. Anyway, military flyover there, that's also a big thing they do in America. I really like them. Get your F-16, your F-16s, F-18s. People, there's so many messages coming in. Yeah, as we head to an ad break in the UK coverage.
My name's Tom Gamer. We have the 220-mile-an-hour plus challenge of Indianapolis Motor Speedway last weekend, and now the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix. It's going to be chaos.
Sorry.
This circuit is tight and twisty. And
What for? Nothing.
Is anything to go by.
Yep. All right, so we're getting a look at the starting grid here. So it's Palou, McLaughlin, Grosjean, Dixon, the man, Joseph Newgarden, Marcus Ericsson, Will Power, and then a bunch of others. And then it's Marcus Armstrong, P11 and car number 11. Fuck, he loves a P11. Fuck me, he loves a P11. Kirkwood, Rossi, VK, Daly, Ilott back in P16, Di Francesco, Lundgaard struggling in P18, then a couple of other cats, and then it's David Malukas, P21, Ferrucci, P22, down from his heroics at the 500, and Colton Herter way down in P24, and then some other punters bringing up the rear of the field.
So did the Penske machines. I think Scott McLaughlin and Romain Grosjean really will be a thorn in the side of Alex Palou. Look out for Scott Dixon down in 4th place as well, and Joseph Newgarden, fresh off that exhausting week from winning the Indianapolis 500, where he had the banquet on Monday, he had all the PR on Tuesday and Wednesday in New York City, then he came here.
A few opinions flying around. Lol. Alright, so we've seen Pedersen strap himself in. I don't think my Whoop battery is charged. Now might be the time to bust open the live timing. I'm not saying anything, sir. The person in the chat. Just going to get the live timing open. And we're not going to talk about that. What is wrong? Okay, the app's now frozen. Oh, hang on, here we go.
He has a real good chance of beating that this afternoon in Detroit. And Marcus Armstrong in 11th, the rookie.
Marcus Armstrong getting a wrap there on Sky Sports.
Better than that 11th grid spot. He was really quick in qualifying. He couldn't convert in the final sector on his last qualifying.
I can't wait to speak to Mogi. Tough day for him. But we can ride on board Kyle Kirkwood's camera, so I can keep an eye on the arse of Marcus Armstrong. Business as usual here at Screaming Meals. And it's quite handy. You see that you get the whole onboard. I won't show you too much in case it's some kind of copyright breach, but and you get the push to pass remaining, gear, throttle usage, steering input, the whole shebang. It's and it's free, I think, as well. Yeah. Hang on. How do I get back? Have a quick look in the chat here.
We haven't raced here before yet, guys, but a sports car race did happen here yesterday, and there was some pretty spectacular action down.
Picked up some numbers in the views. Oh, thank you. They're Mont Blanc glasses. They're quite snazzy. Set me back a few bob, but I do like them. Bought off the internet. Actually, quite a victory to buy spectacles from the internet, having not tried them on, and they actually quite suited my face. I thought I did quite well there. Has he started showering? Because I don't believe so. Who do I think is going to win?
Fascinating to watch. We've never seen anything like this before in IndyCar, and as 27 cars blend, especially
Rosenquist. I'm going to say Rosenquist for the win. I want it to be Armstrong. So he's got rapid pace. I don't know how he managed to shit the bed in Q2 yesterday the way he did, but oh, here we go. P11 yet again. What else is happening on in the chat? I think Twitter may explode. Yeah.
Well, don't forget, those of you that we've got a fabulous
Both Swedes are usually fast in Detroit. Good point. Clara, 4444.
Tom Gaymore using the Sky IndyCar hashtag. Rick has got in touch saying, just join the coverage. Why two anthems?
Twitter has. Oh, can I have a look? No, I shouldn't do that. No, I can't be going on Twitter live now. That would be unprofessional of me, and that would be a breach of all sorts of rules. Oh, I haven't logged into Twitter on my iPad. Oh, well, they're gonna. That solves that one, unless it's just as simple as doing this. Error. Okay. No, we're not going on Twitter. There you have it, folks. That's the final verdict on that one. We're not going on Twitter. Now is not the time. Yeah. So here we are on board, I believe it's Rosenquist, looking at the top of his helmet there.
It's a sidewall that came exclusively from rubber derived from the Wyoming wood desert shrub grown on the company's own farm in Eloy, Arizona. So you'll hear
getting messages from somebody on another podcast.
Primary and the alternate ties. The big question mark here is around the ties. Can that
I cannot focus. I think I'm right there with you lot, to be honest.
Now, we say we think we've had so much interrupted running in practice and qualifying. The teams are just unsighted. They haven't had enough time on the tyres to look at how long they're going to go and really calculate what the...
You know that meme, right?
And I think people will be cautious at the beginning, but we think that...
Of Carlos Sainz.
But I don't know if the alternate tyres...
Being like... Shall I do the act? Yeah, fuck it, I'll do the accent.
I seriously don't know how to react right now.
That's how I feel. Have I done exactly that same thing before on the stream?
I seriously don't know how to react right now.
Overshot of Detroit there.
What a setting. We're back on the downtown streets and we are ready to roll just a week after the year, and now we're in the most famous automotive city in the world.
Pull yourself together, Blair. It's going to be a long couple of hours. Man, I wish I was at the 500. I love that place. Yeah, there's that crash I was talking about earlier. Yeah, with the wheel. That was a shocker. Total shocker. If you've not been to the Indy 500 and you're thinking about maybe going, just don't hesitate. Just do it. It's the coolest thing ever. Like, it's the coolest thing ever. Go. Sack Monaco off. The only reason I went this year is because Marcus wasn't racing at the 500. But dare I say, if he is racing next year, you won't catch me anywhere near Sass Cafe on Sunday night. I will be up it in Indianapolis. The Monaco afters was good. Thank you very much for asking. All right, well, here we go. Drivers, start your engines. If you're trying to sync up. Alright, so we're getting drivers, start your engines is happening now. So that'll be helpful to any of you who may be ahead of me or behind me. Now, if you've not quite mastered the concept of time, what you could do if you're ahead of me on the TV is just pause it and wait for me to catch up. Or if you're behind me, you pause me on this now, and then it's not difficult. Just a free tip there, in case you hadn't quite pieced it together. James Hinchcliffe. I really like James Hinchcliffe. Sat next to him for about an hour or so in a steak restaurant in Abu Dhabi, actually. Had a bit of a chin wag. He's got some stories. Oh, I get it. Because you can... Oh! So Canada's apparently like just on the other side of Detroit. So apparently you can see Canada on the exit of one of the corners. A lot of you intelligent people will now be writing in the chat going like, yeah, obviously you complete thicker. And rightly so. How many laps is this bitch?
100 laps around this Detroit street circuit. He's also promised us he'll keep the Canada mentions to a minimum. We'll hold him to that. I made no such promise, I made no such promise. Of course, I'm joking.
Oh, you will not believe who's just
all the new vantage points from a new venue, and sports fans will recognize this. This is the chalet imported from the Waste Management Open, the 16th hole of the PGA Tour's most famous party zone. It's maybe a little bit more
It ain't Clem.
today, but what a place to see with all the amenities going on right above the pit lane. This is the most unique pit lane we've ever seen. So it's a hard
Lol. Alright. Guys, we've got an IndyCar race going on here. That's why we're all tuned in. Right? Flavor Flav was there on Friday, which was pretty cool. Flavor Flav. Second biggest celebrity in Detroit right now. Hang on, I need to reply to a message. Can I? Didn't mean to turn it off. Okay, everyone's still here. Thank God. I'm not technically. I can't even say it. I'm not technically advanced enough to be able to do two things on my phone at once. Now you can see it's a bit much in Clem's kitchen. A pop-up just said manage your channel directly from your phone, so I think this thing's listening to me, which is somewhat alarming as well. I've been seeing a lot of adverts for loafers as well, because I was saying to Ali earlier in the week, I don't have a nice sort of smart casual pair of shoes these days. It's all sort of sneakers and whatnot. So and then all of a sudden I've been inundated with Instagram ads for, sort of Loro Piana rip-offs. Which is ultimately what I will end up buying. So it has done its job there. Oh, thank you. Alve667. That's very kind of you. So as we're on board with Colton Herter, going through the paces here. They do a couple of roll-in laps in IndyCar, which can often be a little bit confusing because you're never really too sure when they're going to get going. Because the flag marshal is doing this thing, and no one really, I hope the drivers understand what it means, but I sure don't.
We've seen some good racing, but we've also seen some big incidents as well. So how is this revived, fresh, new Detroit street circuit going to treat the 27 cars in this round 7 of the NTT IndyCar Series? This is turn 3. You're going to hear us talk about this a lot, because it's one of the key overtaking points, as the boys just said. And what kind of action will it give us?
Yeah, so pole, McLaughlin P2. This is so hard to concentrate. McLaughlin P2, Grosjean P3. That's another strong qualifying performance from Grosjean. He's pretty consistently up there in that top 6. Dixon, my hero, P4. Newgarden P5. Ericsson lines up off the 6th position, and that's as far through as I could get. So this is record numbers for a commentary, and all right, we're about to go green here in Detroit. Let's go. Hello, getting really emotional on the radio there on the lead up to the green flag. It was like an Oscars acceptance speech before the green flag. The rest of the field's not quite caught up yet. Where's Armstrong? Fucking around as per usual. No, they wave it off. Yellow flag, because only the top 10 seem to have managed to get themselves together. Reading a bit of the old chat there. Dadoosh. Next pod. Hopefully in the next couple of days. Marcus is flying back. I think tomorrow.
And you know, Alex Palou thinking, come on, man, that was close enough. I have a good jump going there as McLaughlin probably going to think about maybe trying to get a better jump this time in that.
Don't know who the guest is going to be on the next pod. We haven't actually really got around to arranging that yet. Sort of flying by the seat of our pants, so to speak. Okay, so that counts as a lap, obviously, because it burns fuel, which makes sense. That seems fair, right? Here we go. All right, a little bit more bunched up now. We're going to have hopefully a clean run through. Green, as they say, on the other side of the pond. And fanning out a little bit. Dixon to the outside. He's hard up the rear of McLaughlin. Oh, and there's an enormous shunt between Ilott and Kirkwood. Fuck a duck, that was a biggie. Here's Armstrong's battling amongst the McLarens, and finally the caution comes out. I don't like that real estate. Those McLaren boys are feisty. It's so tight. It's so tight. I can't believe the amount of cars they've got tearing around there. Oh, F for Ilott. Don't even know what happened there. It was blink and you miss it kind of stuff. Hey, what happened? If anyone's still tuned in, what happened when I tried to leave this app on my phone earlier? Did it just go all blank? Because now would seem like paused, it froze, so it ended. Okay. Alright, do you know what? I'll just wait for later to have that conversation. As we get a replay here, and okay, so it looks like Ilott's just carried a full head of steam into the back of Kirkwood. Not many more ways about it than that, to be perfectly honest. I hate to. He'll have an excuse. Sure as death and taxes, Callum Ilott will have a reason why it happened, and it wasn't his fault. From where I'm sitting, that does look like a bit of a fuck up. I hate to throw him under the bus.
Really disappointed with that. He was 16th on the grid. He felt that the qualifying package was okay. Looking forward to today's race, and Hinch and Seatbelt calling it just about right there.
Why am I streaming my phone up my laptop? Because I got this brand new sort of flashy little phone thing, and the camera seems to be the best on the phone. So, going for all-out video and audio quality. And also my laptop is a work laptop and they don't let me download things like Twitch on it. Could have led with that reason, actually.
Down the grid, the only real big mover and shaker in the top 10, Joseph Newgarden. He's lost a couple of places. He's seventh now, having started fifth. Scott Dixon's dropped down. It was Marcus Ericsson who's really moved up from sixth to fourth, and there wasn't really much happening elsewhere apart from
Getting an inboard shot here of Scott McLaughlin. Gallagher sponsored. They're actually an insurance broker, Gallagher. Big insurance broker out of the States. Legally, that is all I will actually say on that one. So Ilot's out. I thought he might have actually just ripped the nose off the bastard and crawled back around to the pit lane, but no, he's going to have no further part in this afternoon's Detroit Grand Prix. Hopefully he's not too banged up.
It's two Hondas leading that Chevrolet of Scott McLaughlin, the Team Penske car in the backyard of their boss, the captain, of course.
You're blaming Marcus. Tell us about insurance. What would you like to know about insurance? I'm going to tell you about insurance.
Let's head back to our NBC team as we look to
We're
go
going
through
back to the NBC team, apparently on the broadcast. Well, this is an interesting one. Actually, I tell you, Detroit will be an interesting one. And it wasn't earmarked on the calendar really a lot by too many of the insurance companies this year, because no one had really seen the track layout. But I think if they'd seen the track layout, they'd take a pretty different stance on the rates for the weekend. So I think there's going to be some insurers losing some money here, because we didn't even actually get into a full braking zone of the first lap before we had Callum Ilot's car looking like it was taking a fancying to the back end of Kyle Kirkwood's car to get a little bit National Geographic on it. So Kirkwood's going to be back out, so he'll be I think they might have just said he's still on the lead lap. And that would be a touch for him, because he was, can't help but feel he was a bit the victim in that one. What's going on in the chat? Anyone got any questions that you think I'll actually answer? Tell us about Monaco. I can tell you about Monaco. Clem is in Barcelona drinking a lot of sangria. When are you and Clem announcing together? I'm pretty sure me and Clem are already pretty public. So I don't know how much more social media attention that particular relationship needs. Drink of today, water for the rest of the night, I think. Had a bit of rosé at lunch. Had a nice bit of rosé. I saw my parents with Ali. That was nice. Mum made chicken. And yeah, caught up with them. Sort of, ran through a couple of new business plans and ideas that I've got going on and all that kind of stuff. Always good to bounce those ideas around your old man. So. Oh, hunky-dory, nice day. Obviously, they said they were going to watch the stream today, but I don't think they actually would have figured out how to use Twitch at this point in time, so I can't imagine they're watching. And I don't think they'd understand the thing that's going on, to be perfectly honest. Dream podcast guest. I'd like to get on some real psychopath and just give them a hard time. Exactly who that might be, I need to give a bit more thought. As it looks like we're going to go green again with Pelot leading the way, and it looks like Grosjean's been caught napping a little bit here by Scott McLaughlin as he ducks out of the toe, and we've seen those two go side by side on a street course before, as Ericsson rudely has a look at the inside of Scott Dixon, how dare you, sir? What the fuck are you thinking? As they head down the hill and into the braking zone. There's Will Power who's following the two Ganassi cars. And Pillow's already sort of breaking away just a little bit. Armstrong's lost a spot. He's down to P12. Not the end of the world. Long way to go in this race. In fact, it's easy to keep track of exactly how far we are through this race because it's 100 laps. So it's just a percentage. So 8% through this race so far. That's going to make it very easy for me. As a simple-minded man, that's going to make things a little bit more straightforward. And I needed that this evening. Because something tells me that by the time I finish this Twitch stream, things might not be so straightforward. And the McLarens dicing against each other. Come on, MA. Fuck, it looks hard to pass here. Apparently down that back straight does present a couple of good opportunities. I'm going to sneeze in a second, sorry. No, it's gone. It might be back, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just got a rap from the commentators. Keep an eye out for car number 11. That's Marcus Armstrong. Woo! Yeah, he's getting absolutely fondled verbally by the commentators here, and I'm loving every second of it. Come on, you could have put a move on there, Ace. You're on the green tyre, not the... Get up it! I reckon next lap he's going to be all over him, like sauce. What a fucking afternoon. Fuck me, they get close to the wall there. Jesus. I'm going to be bald at the end of this race. Balder than Marcus Armstrong. Oh, it's so silly. Oh, Callum looks angry. Okay, he did say it's his bad, so I'm not going to get an absolute tongue lashing from Ilott, which sounds filthier than I meant it to, for saying that one might be his fault. he's held his hands up and fair play to the man. Nobility and humility exemplified, as per usual from Callum Ilott there. 10% through the race now. Dixon still P4. Now, this could get a little boring between the pit stop phases here. I'm not going to lie to you folks, but I think the pit stop cycles are going to be interesting. Just going to have a look at the chat again.
Honda is on another planet at the moment. Right, looking down the field, Colton Herta, David Francesco, Carl Kirkwood, and Graham Rahal.
Yep.
Now, what's going to happen if
this is a big braking zone there down at the hairpin. Yeah, hopefully we'll get more drivers on the podcast soon. If my glasses are serving me correctly there. Yeah, hopefully that's going to happen. There's actually a few things in the works. With a couple of different organisations and people, which should mean that the days of the lengthy gaps between Screaming Meals episodes could be numbered. And that's all I'm legally allowed to say.
won there, of course, when he was last flying.
But yeah, so drivers were on the pod.
At the restart.
I invited Mitch Evans on Sunday night. Not sure if he'll remember that, but yeah, hopefully I'll be able to follow through with that. I might do the old Jake Boys and send him a voice message. Might do that. He had a good result today as well. I saw P3, I think.
It's like riding a Bronco, or a bucky Bronco at 180 miles an hour. A rodeo.
Mitch absolutely won't remember. You're probably not wrong.
To get the car stopped. The Hitachi Chevrolet.
Hey, be nice. Be nice, everyone.
They've got 150 seconds
If you're riding on board with,
in this race.
I think this might be Rossi.
Rosenquist has used
Rosenquist. It's Rosenquist. This is my pick for P1.
less so, and no
Down in P8, so it goes to show what I know.
and Felix Rosenquist, who used the most push to pass at this juncture because
Yeah, I'd love to have Mitch on the podcast. Nick Cassidy as well. He's a good lad. I've known Nick for a number of years. Good bastard. Top bloke. Great fun. I haven't seen him in the flesh for actually many a year. But yeah, we're often in touch. Backbone. Real backbone. Is he leading the Formula E championship? Nick Cassidy? Is he leading? No, not anymore. Oh, okay. That's a shame. Oh, he'll get it back. Getting another shot of the Detroit skyline here. They love this one. It's not particularly interesting. It's really just four of the same tower with a slightly different one in the middle. Kind of looks like an NBA player talking to four girls at a bar. There's really not much more to say about it other than that, to be perfectly honest. So Newgarden, he's on the green tyre, which I believe is like something like biodegradable or carbon neutral or something like that, which is a nice positive step forward to see. And the thing I always wonder about these sorts of things, and I might get myself in a little bit of trouble here, but I don't really care, is that when they do these sort of special green tyres for one event, you kind of go, well, why don't you just do that at every event? If it's, I mean, I'm not, putting my tree hugging pants on here, but I'm just, if it's better for the environment, why don't you just do it every race? And like when they had Silverstone last year, I think it was like the Sky Zero, it was like our first ever net zero event. Well, why don't you just do that all the time? Okay, it might be a bit more effort, but I mean, isn't that what saving the planet's all about? And Marcus is back to P11 somehow, so I think somebody's essentially stopped, or because he's still behind Rossi. He was behind Rossi before. I'm not just slating him for fun like I usually do. And we will have some of that today. Promise. Jeez, Pelot's just a gun. He's out the gate and off to the races. He's 6.5 seconds up the road. And they've only been racing for about 10 laps. So a lot of people talking about tyres. Pelot's actually starting to sound a bit American, dare I say, as I catch him on the radio there, kind of doing a bit of a cappy. Sounds like he's, flying a Black Hawk helicopter for the military. And he's about to commit some sort of atrocity in the Middle East. Cappy? But he's Spanish. But everyone gets a bit of an accent. Everyone picks up a bit of an accent when they live abroad. I mean, I know I've lost most of my New Zealand accent. It might not sound like that to many of you, but if you listen to an un-anglicised Kiwi speak, it is quite different to what I sound like. As I say that, I probably make a subconscious effort to sound a bit more British, but as is the way. And it's going to be, is that Lundgaard into the lane? It is. Let's hope for a clean stop for Lundgaard. He's had a bit of a rough time of things this weekend so far, by the looks of things.
This is the transition point, Townsend, that you mentioned. Can the drivers hang on for about 10 more laps, or do they desperately need to pit and get on those primary tires?
Roscoe Hamilton on the pod. I mean, that was our first idea. We've had better and we've had worse. But that was our first idea. Yeah, we quite like to get some Formula E guys. We quite like to get some more industry people. such as, you know, for example, you know, maybe Lissy McIntosh. Like, she was a good industry person that we had on. Marcus really liked her, actually. As Ericsson comes in for a fresh set of tyres and a splash of fuel. Now, he was on the greens, and so he's going to go with the red tyre, so the black tyre. And so now he's good to run whatever he wants for the rest of the day. Nice stop for the Chip Ganassi number 8. So Armstrong in here, it's 10th. And now Rahul's going to be losing his absolute shit behind the wheel there because he won't be able to get past Ericsson on cold tyres, who's going to be pretty slow. Although he's got a good opportunity here to throw it in under the brakes, but I think I think Ericsson could be right, you know. Unless he's going to go really deep here, but I think he's got it under control. And he does too. Hats off to him. The speedy sweetie. Dixon, 4th, holding off Will Power in the red and black Verizon machine. And he's going to put a move on Dixon on the black tyre. So he's on the hard tyre, essentially, Power. So I'm not too stressed about Dixon being overtaken there. It's not the same kind of court-martial offence that I would usually label it, because he's got the tyre advantage now. And it's all going to come back to Scott. It's all going to come back. It's all going to come back. Just take a look at the old chat there. Formula One's gotten boring, apparently. Well, I mean, yeah. Hey, you've got, you know, Formula One's a lot like wine, people. And you've got to remember that. You're going to have some years that are fantastic, your 2021s, your 2010s, your 2008s. And you're going to have some years that aren't as good. But at the end of the day, it's still wine. So you've got to find a way to enjoy it. So Power's on a real charge here. So he's already staring at the arse of Scott McLaughlin. He's moving through the New Zealanders called Scott quicker than I'm not going to finish that one. But I did have something lined up, I'll promise you that. This track looks absolutely relentless. It's all the corners are quite slow speed, so apparently the steering weight's not too bad, but it's just all go. Even the straight looks like a nightmare. Like you wouldn't want to take one hand off the wheel. So Armstrong, he's now 3 seconds off the back. So yeah, Power making another move. You see the brake discs glowing. And sorry for clicking my knuckles. That's probably extremely rude. So yeah, Power really on a move now, from 5th to 3rd in a matter of only a couple of laps. Armstrong still just trucking along there. He's got a nice gap to VK behind him, so he's gapped that guy. And here goes, is that Pagenaud putting a move on? No, it's Kirkwood. So Kirkwood making his way back through the field. He's back up to P15. And that's actually a bloody good effort, considering. I mean, I know some people have made some pit stops, but I mean, he had a Hilmkos parked on top of him nigh on 20 laps ago. So, yeah, gotta appreciate good work when you see it. As he does another move, another great move on Pagenaud. Not his teammate, although they do have, I think, the same sponsor. And so they're both pink cars. Easy mistake to make there. But yeah, geez, here comes Kyle Kirkwood.
at Texas.
He actually, the first time I came across the name Kyle Kirkwood was when he was racing in Las Vegas against Marcus, because Marcus went over to drive at the Super Nationals there in Las Vegas, and he was competing for the win and the sort of podium spots against a chap called Kyle Kirkwood. And I thought, okay, if he's quick, if he's in and around Marcus, then he must be pretty bloody good. And here they both are in IndyCar. Bit of a backstory there. Look at this photograph. So it's going to be Power making another move on Grosjean. He's already got it done before they've hit the picks. He's almost run into the dude in front of him. It's not Palou. Palou's up the road. To the tune of 9.4 seconds. 6 seconds now. 9.6. Power's on fire. Not literally. If you haven't got the, he's very fast. Sorry if that confused anyone who's not actually got the IndyCar in front of them. Power's on a charge, which that sounds quite funny. Power charge. What a name, Willpower. What a bloke as well. I've heard he's an absolute demon on the karaoke machine. Actually, heard, not seen, haven't witnessed. This is merely just propaganda at this stage. But yeah, he's rapid, massively rapid. So Armstrong still about 3.3 seconds off the back of Newgarden now, so he's brought that down a little bit. Which is, if we're talking about Joseph Newgarden, Indy 500 champion. Just keep that in perspective, folks. Give him a mate a bit of a rap. So 20 to 26, they reckon we'll be seeing some pit stops coming through now. So who's that behind Dixon? That's Rosenquist behind Dixon. He's on the black tyre as well. Dixon on the green. Oh, that's a lovely move from Kyle Kirkwood. Low percentage move, but got it done. And with nothing to lose after the way his first lap went. You can see that in the way he's driving. Love that stuff. Dixon's really fending off the McLaren there. The 3 McLarens. Rosenquist, O'Ward, Rossi, queued up behind him. As they come to lap, I think that could be... Is that Stingray Rob? It is. Colton Herta's on the move. Up to P13. That's great stuff from him. Great guns. And Dixon's in. He's going to rid himself of the green tyre. Come on, Ganassi. It's all fun and games here on Screaming Meals until a result's on the line for Scott Dixon. Then it's very, very serious business. It's a clean stop, good, in and out. Like to see that. Come on! So, as they run, it's Palou. Power, now only 7.3 off the back of him. Last time I looked at that gap, it was 9.6. Grosjean, P3. McLaughlin, P4. Rosenquist, O'Ward, Rossi, Newgarden, Armstrong in 9th. VK rounding out the top 10. Bear in mind, this is on the road, so there have been some stoppers earlier on. 26 laps in. This is when we expected really to see a lot of a lot of the guys starting to pit, but so far not too much going on.
They tagged the wall late in the race. He said, I didn't even know I hit the wall until I was going down the back straight and the steering was off. And I had to come into the pits. He said it was such a shame. He said, other than the challenges I had earlier.
And whilst fuck all seems to be happening, I'm just going to grab myself another water, if you'll excuse me briefly.
No driver in this field, more street course wins than Will Power. Next closest driver, Scott Dixon. Power has 18 street course wins in his career. Dixon 12. Almost half of his career wins have come on street circuits. For good reason. He's got freakish abilities. Crazy fast reflexes. He's a drum player, an impressive drum player on his spare time. And that eye-hand-foot coordination all comes together around here. And he got two driver introductions. The driver out with Flavor Flav. He knows a thing or two about percussion.
He's just absolutely shooting into that gap down to 5.7 seconds now.
Right, let's pay some attention to the check. This race is in a bit of a slumber at the moment.
Below 104.2, Power 103.0. So he's taken that 1 second plus per lap.
Okay, now it's all going very quickly. Hello, everyone. So I think there's a Gossip Girl reference there. I was actually thinking about watching Gossip Girl. What is Raid? What's Raid? Could somebody tell me what Raid is? There's something to do with Max Futural and Raid. What is it? What does it mean?
And some of the characteristics of this, but one of those two cautions that we've had so far today
It doesn't sound positive. That's all I'm saying.
waved off. So only one caution's up
Oh,
for an on-track incident. For the most part, the boys have been playing nicely.
is Max playing hot potato with breaking news? Because that's not quite cricket.
With the 28, remember these two, a little bit of history. St. Pete heading up into
I can't say.
the lead. Late pass for the lead.
It's all happening very, very fast, and I'm not particularly. Most of Max's. I'm extremely lost now.
Marcus Armstrong, who's going to come down pit road here in just a second. And it's interesting, they almost
Armstrong to the pits.
down at lap 12. Then you see him leaving pit road right now, going to the primary tires.
I don't know. I don't have a reference to know whether or not that was any good. Ericsson's just gone by him, so I think.
He made it to lap 27, but I think Alex Blum thinking
Oh, that's pretty good.
next couple of laps.
Looking like Grosjean needs to think about coming.
Because Ericsson was ahead of him. And if he's come out only just behind him, then I mean, it must have gone well.
Hassling the DHL Honda.
But what do I know?
At water.
I'm just an insurance broker.
Turn 8, Grosjean's
Oh! Grosjean's just
Grosjean. He's going to have to figure out how to turn.
taking a different piece of tarmac, and he's going to go straight to the pit lane. I'm not even sure if that's for a pit stop. I think that could just be to avoid embarrassment.
It was such a great run.
I know the team are ready for him. The team are ready. Okay, so now there's a lot of people watching me all of a sudden, and everyone keeps talking about Max Futural, so I can only imagine that this is his fault. But I'm streaming off my phone, so I can't actually phone him to figure out whether or not this is his fault. Okay, so Max sent all of his viewers here. Well, thank you, Max. Appreciate the gesture.
How fast, how efficiently he executed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully you're watching along to the IndyCar race, and if you're trying to sync up, we're on lap 29 of 100 here in downtown Detroit, which used to be a bustling metropolis in the sort of, I want to say, you know, the late 50s through to the late sort of 70s, but I think it got hit pretty hard by the crack epidemic. Jazz music didn't, remain popular. A lot of the big companies, steel manufacturing was a huge export from Detroit, and so if you've watched 8 Mile, that's kind of what that was all about. That was Eminem's job. He worked at a steel mill, cutting and sort of fabricating and the likes and things like that. As Dixon's running all sorts of into the back of Scott McLaughlin. Now, come on, Scotty D, you got to launch an attack here. You got the hot tire on. Get up, it! He's in the toe. Surely on the push to pass, he's going to flick to the outside. Dixon, he's going to have to get really late on the anchors here if he's going to pull this off, and he does so. Yes! Oh, he's locked up! Fuck! Oh, and he's got it back. Never in doubt, never in doubt. Scott Dixon, the man.
opening portion of the race. So
And as the commentators just pointed out, yes, Dixon was behind McLaughlin in the opening stanza, but now blasts past him.
Romain Grosjean will be really cheesed off with that. He's down to 12. He's dropped behind the likes of Colton Herta and Carl Kirkwood. Whereas
So, now where's Armstrong?
McLaughlin and Scott Dixon battling it out for 8th and 9th. I think Alex Palou's come out in around
Dropped off my timing page.
and there are a handful
He's 19, 18, 19, 18, 19. Spill the tea about...
on the alternate tyres who has not
Spill the tea. I don't drink tea.
behind him, and then the 4 ahead of him, Will Power, of course, is a trio of
So,
Arrow McLaren who started on that
let me just make sure there's no more important pit stops
black side of all
in this
time.
cycle.
Thing for Alex Palou and some of the others, they brought it into a 2-stop window. So for the likes of,
I think we're good.
well, let me pick out alternate runners who stopped really
So.
early. They might not really be in Lundgaard, for example, might not really be in the window for a 2-stop.
Yeah.
It's going to really hamper them. They're
I
gonna
found out
need to bank on cautions. 8
um,
cautions at
the
now.
week
A lot of
leading up to Long Beach.
exactly the same here. It hasn't been yet, but I don't want to jinx it.
And
That's completely
Clem
on board with Colton
was
Herta
with me at the
up and
time.
down. Scott McLaughlin, I know loads of people are getting
And
on Twitter.
we were in Malibu actually.
Will we get a quiet moment?
And he'd been winding me up
Detroit circuit.
all week about like celebrities that he'd seen and I didn't see. Like, so he had me going that Jessica Alba was at dinner the night before and all sorts of kind of stuff. And the phone rings and we get this piece of news. And I just kicked off. I said, right, I've had enough of both of you trying to wind me up with these stupid false celebrity stories. Just shut up. Like, I'm talking about good try, but you're not getting me that easy. And then the longer the silence went on, the worse I thought the joke was getting. And then it went on further, and I realised that it wasn't a joke. And all is well in the world of Screaming Meals. It's all good. It's all good. But it has been a funny few months. That's all you're getting. Watch the viewer number plummet. Oh. Yeah. Yep. And here's Newgarden with a slow stop, revving the shit out of the thing. And he was just in front of Marcus, so he might slip out a little bit further back behind now. And if he's not, I won't be happy. And then again, through goes Armstrong. Through goes Marcus Armstrong. Into P15 on the road behind David Malukas, who you remember gave him a puncture earlier on his debut race in St. Pete, but he raced his way on back to P11, surprise, surprise. Palou, he's going to blend out just ahead of Power, but I mean, that's a huge net gain from Will Power. Huge net gain for Will Power, but Palou now on the black tyre, so if he stays in, look at the marbles, ladies and gentlemen, gathering up down that back straight. I mean, you almost wouldn't want to flick out to pass now because you'd have absolutely no grip by the time you hit the picks. As Colton Herta exemplifies that. You see the marbles just flicking and flying around like nobody's business.
Didn't get too wide. Imagine if somebody's running all the way through that. It's going to be very difficult on the brakes in turn 3.
Colton Herta in this Gamebridge Honda is up.
It was nice knowing you, James. You would be missed. Oh, that was a bit rude. How's it going? Something about O'Ward. O'Ward's into stop.
Rossi is in the back. Pat O'Ward is in the front, coming in first and second on the track. Quick stop by both of them.
Oh!
On pit road. Rossi will actually pass Pato here on pit road, going to the Alpano stall.
He's gearbox issue by the looks of it.
Oh no, he didn't stall. I think he broke a half shaft maybe.
Oh no!
He crashed out.
Anyway, so good thing he stopped in the pit lane. So we might not get the yellow here.
And now, while running strong in the top 10,
So Armstrong in here, it's P13. Now what does this mean for us? We've made our pit stop,
Official is not allowing the pit crew to run.
so we should be good. Anyone who's not made pit stop might be a bit buggered. But no, actually, I think just everyone has, with the exception of maybe a couple, maybe your herders,
favourites coming into this 2023 season.
your VKs,
One of the most excitable young drivers in IndyCar.
your Di Francescos.
He was one of the main contenders for the 500.
Armstrong's done Malukas. Good job.
Something out of his control may have just ended his Chevy Detroit Grand Prix.
But it's not going to be a safety car 'cause it's in the pit lane anyway, so I don't even know why I'm going on this rhetoric.
Really hoping for a strong result. See his teammate there with Alexander Rossi at the bottom of your screen. The orange and blue car being chased by the blue Gallagher Chevy.
Great stop for Rossi and great performance to come.
Yeah, so clearly some kind of engine problem there for Pato O'Ward.
Rossi was a little unlucky in qualifying.
For some reason, he's back in the timing tower and now dropping again.
Started down in 13th.
So Armstrong to P12, right in between his two favourite positions. I'm staying way away from that one.
Turn 3. Look at those bumps.
It really is a bumpy track here. McLaren suspension working overtime there, braking for the hairpin.
After starting, what did he start on here? He was on the black tire, so he's got to protect these. Don't get carried away and spin them up and overcook the throttle application or the corner entry on the soft streets. Follow Award, maybe don't broke your drive shaft. Maybe it just went into Andy stall, Jake.
Let's do some commentary. So Award's back out and running. Says, "What happened, man?" over the radio, but I don't expect. So an open diff, which again sounds quite dirty, as Kirkwood comes in for a pit stop.
Kyle Kirkwood was one of the early stoppers. Remember, he took contact at the beginning, so he's well on strategy. From lap 4, he goes on to lap 37, so a little more than 32 or so under green flag conditions for Kirkwood back out. And his teammate Colton Herta will be coming soon, too.
And blends out just ahead of Daly.
Just ahead of Connor Daly. Let's show you Pato O'Ward's pit stop.
So here's what's gone wrong with Award's stop. So the tire's not on.
Yeah, you see the wheel there not on. We saw it.
But it's a bit strange the way the noise. I mean,
Let's take a look here. Bueller struggling to get it in. Look, he's trying to manually open the butterfly and start that fuel flow.
you're listening to the live commentary right now. You know exactly why I'm laughing.
12.8 seconds. Yeah. But Joseph, you got
So Armstrong's running in a strong P10 now.
left wheel.
I think he goes to pick up the wheel nut that fell out of the gun. I think the gun went on. He didn't realize the nut wasn't on.
How many laps in are we? 39 out of 100.
Unfortunately, he's now a lap down to the leaders.
So, yeah, Armstrong's circulating now in P10. So he's picked up a couple of spots through that first pit stop cycle, which is unlike him.
halfway yet. Not even close. So this day is not done yet. What?
And just 7/10 off the arse of Ericsson. So having a strong day so far, but still 61% of this race left to run.
Guys, just think back to the Indy 500. Alex Palou in the running for the lead, back and forth with Brinus BK. They come together on pit lane, goes all the way to the back at half distance, races his way back up to 4th place. So you know that.
Chat, giving it some chat there.
Award on what to do as we now look
James, please save the stream. As far as I'm aware, all of the streams have been saving, and you can just go and look at them on our page. Is that not correct?
Legitimately, the biggest mover in this field is Alexander Rossi. Now, while Herta
there you go. Oh. Stop getting on me about saving the street. It's doing it. AI is doing it. Steve Jobs is doing it. No, he's not. He's dead, actually. Yeah, bizarre issue for Pato Award. And Colton Herter, he's come through the lane. He's had a strong start to the day as well, starting from the rear of the pack. And Armstrong to 9. I like the choice of song that they're going to the ad break on. Can anyone name the band who did that, or are you far too young? Seven Nation Army is the name of the song. Oh, yeah, White Stripes, there you go. Thank you. Well, that gives me some kind of reassurance that there's still some culture in the world that you will know and are familiar with the work of the White Stripes. Icky Thump. That's another one of their, I think, albums or songs that's pretty good. They have the same sort of era as like the Gorillaz. The Gorillaz were a great group. Love the Gorillaz. James with the same age. Oh, fair enough. Oh, Armstrong narrowly avoids contact with teammate Ericsson. Here we're saying, get the fuck out of the way inside his lid. Nah, he probably won't be. He's pretty chill behind the wheel, actually, Marcus. Before and after the race, he's an absolute misery to be around, but during the race, he's usually actually pretty calm. Now, a bit of lap traffic getting in the way there. I think it might be Stingray Rob, so that could present a second opportunity for Armstrong to have a slightly more successful look at overtaking Marcus Ericsson. The two Marcuses of Chip Ganassi Racing, or Marci, as they should be known in correct Latin.
He's going to need some yellows if he's going to be able to go on one stop, and that's the headache for the runners that couldn't get the alternate to work. But
I quite like this aerial view that they're showing. Sorry, I'm being quite quiet. I'm actually enjoying... I'm being a bit of an IndyCar fan here. I was actually just enjoying the footage and watching them sort of run through the streets of downtown Detroit, which does roll off the tongue very nicely. I'm starving, actually. I'd kill for a pizza. I think we can start. I think that can be a thing. Marci, the two Marci. Does sound a little bit like some sort of disease, though, no? I don't know. You decide in the chat. Is Marci the plural of Marcus? Because, I mean, they've got to come up with some kind of solution to Chip Ganassi Racing. I guess they probably call them, like, normal Marcus and, like, Marcus Armstrong. Or maybe shower Marcus and non-shower Marcus. Or underwear Marcus and non-underwear Marcus. I mean, the options are limitless. Alright, so what's going on here? So it's still Pillow leading. And he's just tucked in behind it. It looks like it could be O'Ward trying to pester his way back through the field. Oh! Oh! And he's put himself in the wall! Again! Well done, Pato O'Ward. So, I mean, he wasn't having the greatest days anyway. But, hey, at least this time he didn't try and take a Ganassi car with him. Like he promised he would. Interesting. False promises. Oh, he almost bloody took... who's that in the Sexton car? Is that... Ferrucci, yeah. So that's going to be another full course caution, folks. And he's... I mean, that almost looks comical, the way he's gone on the barrier there. He's just gone... the radius of the corner and the radius of the direction of the car are just chalk and cheese. So he's shunted it. And yeah, that is not what championships are made of.
The AMR safety vehicle. So when a yellow comes out, I immediately think, who does this advantage? And I think it's willpower. Yes.
Dixon in the P3.
Stiff.
How good.
So this shortens his alternate stint on those softer tires.
McLaren having a shit day, yeah. Yes, shame for Lando. I really wanted to see him get right up there and boogie on the first lap with the front runners, but it wasn't to be. I don't know how many more times he wants to hear the words, your time will come, because surely, if I was him at this point, I'd be like, well, yeah, I get a very nice watch, but I'd like it if my supposed time came a bit sooner, you know what I mean? Pato Award, searching around the car for somebody else to blame. No cigar though. I'll give it a rest now. And the AMR safety crew did a good job there, as they always do.
So while the AMR safety crew do their normal excellent job at clearing up this situation, let's check in with Kevin Lee. Kevin.
We're going to check in with Kevin Lee, and Flavor Flav is back on the screen. Yes! How good! He's got a willpower t-shirt on. And about $400 worth of jewellery.
What do you think? Are we going to see more of you in IndyCar races?
Flavor fucking fun. Is that a clock on his chest? Oh, what a guy.
Bill can perform with you. You need to get him out with Public Enemy.
So he rode on the support truck with willpower at the start of the... This is just too good. This is why you watch IndyCar, folks.
Being the Grand Marshal, what time is it?
Oh, what decade is it? How good. Flavor Flav. Bringing some entertainment to your full course cautions. God, I love that. What a weird day. Alright, so this shouldn't be too much of a stitch up for anyone, because often these full course cautions on the street courses in particular in IndyCar can really throw some people under the bus, but it should be more or less proceed as was as far as the running order. Obviously the gaps all accordion together. Yeah, man, how much more fun is IndyCar than Formula One? Like, just even as an organisation. I don't know if I'm mother biased, but I'm just saying. I like IndyCar better. Put it this way, I didn't watch the Formula One today. No, I did watch the start of the Formula One. It's like I was saying earlier. It's like wine. You know, it might not always be the best vintage, but wine's still wine. It's still good. And here's another replay of Armstrong almost crashing into his team. Fucking hell. Oh, that would have been such a dampener. That would have been such a dampener to team morale. Thank God. Alright, let's have a quick look at the old chat there. IndyCar better entertainment. Yeah, fully agree. Jamesy coming to Toronto. No. Let's not do that. Marcus sounds like a boy. Marcus and Marcus does sound like some kind of boy band, or like a doctor, a doctor's practice, like a medical practice, or a law firm or something. Marcus and Marcus. Have you been recently run over by a rogue dinosaur? Call Marcus and Marcus to see what you could be owed back. That kind of vibe, you know? Marcus and Marcus sounds like a dodgy law firm. Yeah. Yeah, if I had any really, really big issues on the go, I don't know if I'd be calling Marcus and Marcus. Actually, having met both Marcus and Marcus, they certainly wouldn't be who I would go to for my legal advice. Nice looking day in Detroit. From what I understand of Detroit, you can't say that too often. As we're approaching almost halfway through the race.
Frustrated, but I don't think he'll be too hot and bothered. And it's remarkable to think.
What does Twitter look like? Is it a complete nightmare,
Detroit cross.
or is it somewhat civilized? I don't even know why I asked.
Those cars, it's hot, hot, hot here in Detroit. And this track is physical. Yes,
Bad. Oh no.
corners as we've seen.
Nightmare, mayhem, yeah, both.
A second ago to Neil Wooding, if I hear about Eric,
Positive? Negative?
would there be an
Dare I ask? Twitter is mad. Oh no.
well, I'm not sure they will be. They've thrown the dice at Chip Ganassi, Ericsson.
Positive. Okay, so some people say it's positive. Pretty positive. Positive, positive, positive. Neither. Okay, alright, depends. How? Bit of both. All good for Lissy. Oh god.
Still off strategy compared to the rest. But will that put the cat amongst pigeons?
Positive, positive, positive. Okay, yeah. Okay, alright. Hey, look, I need to know how my Monday looks tomorrow, people. Jeepers. A creepers.
by visiting highbid.com and by United Rentals, official equipment rental services provider of IndyCar and Rahal Letterman Flanagan Racing. Here we are right on the shores of Detroit River. There's the River Walk.
48 of 100. Still behind yellow for award sticking it in the wall at the final corner. And it looks like they're about to boogie again. They're gonna get re-gone here. Armstrong up to P8. Have yourself a day, Marcus Armstrong. Halfway through, but you know, let's just all control our emotions.
Concept into a reality, bringing IndyCar back to the downtown streets of the Motor City. It has been very cool already this weekend, but have a look at those miles everywhere. They did not get a chance to sweep the track.
Oh.
Here we go, back to racing.
All right, so somebody's been a courteous fellow there at Ferrucci, but now he's just tucked straight back into Dixon's way. So I'm not really sure what his beef is there, to be honest. All right, so they all come hurdling in. Looks like Marcus is going to have to hold off VK, and he gets shown the wall from the Dutchman. That was a bit fucking rude. If he's got damage, I swear to God, VK's just made my list. And you do not want to be on my list. As they get it, snake through the chicane there for the first time round. Back under green flag racing conditions. And it's Canapino's going to have a sniff at Lundgaard. And he's going to get it done. And Armstrong's just been fenced again. What has just gone on there?
But he's past his pit box, guys. He's the first pit box, so he's driven straight through. I wonder, did he get forced in there?
There's another caution for something. So Armstrong got fenced by VK down to the hairpin.
Oh, there it is. Stingray Rob.
And then some shit happened in the second to last corner.
Yeah, that's not where,
Where it looks like somebody fenced him again.
where things got crazy and everybody checked up.
It now seems like he's just back running behind VK.
Somebody either their back stepped out,
Hopefully with suspension all pointing the same way it left the pit box. But can't take too much for granted. Let's see if we get any kind of replay of it here. There's Armstrong got drilled by Newgarden. Gave him the old bump and run.
the last second, it looked like he was losing it, but it was just a really deliberate move. And Lundgaard
Nothing too bad.
fire a 180.
And I think he got Newgarden back. Or maybe Newgarden let him back. I don't know. It's all gone a little bit crazy here, folks. Very confusing.
Anything wrong from Devlin, left him just enough room.
In the break zone, he started coming over a little bit, maybe.
Oh, God. Dean Wood, get your mind out of the gutter, sir.
Looking on the inside of Christian Lundgaard, maybe that's what got him
Disgusting.
wrong in the corner.
Hey, here's for what it's worth. Lundgaard needs to call in to say he was forced off.
Disgusting.
I don't know about that, but there's
But pretty funny.
You know that is not the case.
We're under caution again, fourth time today while we are under yellow. Let's hear from Pato O'Ward with Kevin Lee.
Alright, so we're back under caution again. And here's our Ward. Whose fault is it this time?
What happened that put you out for good?
Yeah, well, I got into the marbles. I had to get by Santino.
was pretty boxed in what I could do, and it was either race over or try and get past, but ended up being race over. So it is what it is, and honestly, our race went upside down on that pit stop, and yeah, all downhill from there. So it is what it is. We'll move on to Road America. Thanks, Father.
Right, so it wasn't... Oh shit, Rahul's in the wall. With one of the other Sexton property cars. Shit, he's not had a good time. He's not had a fun time recently. He really hasn't. What has gone on here? More chaos. Okay, Rahul's taken it one step further than I would. He's fenced it on his own under caution. And then poor old, I think that might be Pedersen, who came around the corner. And there's just a Rahul parked in front of him. That's a shocker.
It's all starting to go wrong in Detroit. Cautions, three cautions, and that was clumsy from Graham Rahal, and then Pedersen is
that's in New Zealand. That's what we would call a real Minties moment.
On the spot and under yellow flags as well. So that's going to be an
Okay, so apparently Tumblr's lost.
period now, which will please Will Power, Felix Rosenquist, and Alexander Rossi. No, and it's also going to help Marcus Ericsson because he pitted off strategy. He's not got enough fuel to get to the end, so he needs yellows.
People saying Tumblr, what year is it? Tumblr, is that still a thing? I had exactly the same reaction when I first heard about it, but apparently it's all the rage amongst the kids now. Again, don't know. It's been a long time since I've had a Tumblr account. Do you know what I reckon we should bring back? Maybe we can make this a thing. Just for like Screaming Meals enthusiasts. Bebo. Is that still like an operating website? Could Screaming Meals make Bebo big again? We could get like Trump style sort of hats about it. Make Bebo great again. MBGA. That doesn't have the same ring as MAGA though. He has nailed the branding on that one. Okay, so maybe we need to pick a deceased social media site that starts with a vowel just for sake of the merchandising. I think it's going to make the sloganing easier. People saying, what the fuck is Bebo? How do you know what Bebo is? Oh. But you don't even know what Club Penguin is. New Bebo. MySpace, is that still a thing? MySpace was like the first Facebook, just for anyone. Dr. John Gates messaging me there from New Zealand. Hey, who played Who played Club Penguin? That's actually a bit of a tongue twister there. Try it out at home for yourselves, and have your family assume that you've completely lost your mind. Club Penguin, what a banger! Mathletics, that was another one from my childhood. Anyone play Mathletics? Shit, it's all coming out now. This is the kind of thing you can talk about in IndyCar with these long safety car periods. Did anyone else, now be honest, on Mathletics, if you played it, did anyone else make their avatar significantly better looking than they actually were in real life? Because I know for sure as shit that I did. Yeah. Just absolutely catfishing people on Mathletics back in 2008. What else was there? I mean, because we're still under caution. Any suggestions? Throw them out in the chat. I was never one for MSN. I never had that. I never had MSN. Roblox, yeah, again, that's way past my time. I've heard like Kim Kardashian's kids talking about it, and if they're talking about it, I'm not. Web links. Temple Run? Temple Run was massive. I actually never even had it either. Farmville was huge. Doodle Jump was very good. Very good. Really enjoyed Doodle Jump. That was one of the very first good iPhone games, I feel. Yeah, Farmville. People were massively into Farmville in New Zealand. You'll be nothing but unsurprised about. Fruit Ninja, massive, great. That's one of the goats. That's definitely one of the goats. Is Fruit Ninja. Paper Toss was absolute. That was one of my favorites. Paper Toss was unbelievable. I loved Paper Toss, and that was a real OG one as well. Somebody just said I have full permission to pick their next tattoo. Here's one I was thinking of getting. And I don't have any tattoos and I don't want any tattoos. But I was thinking if I did get one, I'd get one like here, like to try and be a fake Love Islander. And I'd either get something that is really important to me or something that is completely stupid. Like, for example, I'll have the tuna carpaccio. Would be something that's really meaningful to me. And then, something stupid I don't know what that might be, but yeah. So there you go. Get that as, I don't know. Is that socially responsible for me to be encouraging people to get stupid tattoo ideas that I've come up with? I'm not too sure, but yeah, that's my tattoo idea. These are the kind of things that I think about. I'm off time is how to just come up with stupid ideas which will make me look even more stupid. On lap 55 of 100 here in Detroit, said it was going to be a long one. What's the time? Fucking hell. 9:30. We're only halfway through. So we're an hour and a half into this stream. Actually, I think it was half an hour. We're an hour and 40 minutes into this stream. And I've not had the opportunity to check my phone. Let's keep this in mind. Once since it started. I feel like a plane that was also in the air in 9/11. And you've just got no idea the horrors that await you when you land. But you're really glad that it wasn't you that was involved in the incident. Is it too soon to make those kind of analogies? These are just examples, folks. As we green flag again, and it's power all over the back of Pillow. And he's going to send it. And send it he has. Job done. And a gap. And a gap to boot. I don't know where to look. We're in full restart mode here on lap 56 of 100 at the Detroit Grand Prix. Yeah, power. Already just checking out of the Ritz-Carlton. I mean, he's absolutely flying. Armstrong still P9. He'll be wanting to get revenge on VK for rudely escorting him towards the concrete on the last safety car restart. VK on the soft. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you need to put people on the wall. There's talk of a... It's all going on here. I don't know what's going on in the chat. Yeah, Screaming Mills merch. It's imminent, but it's not this week, I'll put it that way. Good things take time. Right, now Power looks like this race has been green flag for about 30 laps, not 2. He's pulled out 3 seconds. Dixon's looking racy as well. But he's going to have to be careful because obviously Pelot's his teammate ahead of him. So can't go trying anything too wild. Not that Dixon ever really does, to be honest. He's a smart cookie. Armstrong just getting a bit of clean air there, sort of getting out of the wheel tracks of VK down the straight. So he can probably spot his braking markers a little bit better, I would imagine. But I'm not an IndyCar driver. Come on, Armstrong. Let's make some shit happen. Let's go. Canapino's having a fucking great race. You're going to get a replay here of him dicing it up with Colton Hurt. I mean, that's on Herder for me. Are they saying that Canapino got a penalty for that? I don't know if I agree with that. But yeah, I mean, he's having a stormer. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's not Canapino's fault. But it looks like Herder's going to have a tough time with that front wing going forward. And it's already flapping around like nobody's business. Like a big dick in the locker room. Yeah, it's not going to be ideal. That's going to be suboptimal for him, but he might... the concern is that it all goes tits up at high speed, goes under the front of the car, and he can't either slow it down or steer it, and then spears into the back and or side of other cars. So that's the issue, and that's where you might sometimes get what they call the meatball flag, which is the colloquially known as the meatball flag, which is the black flag with the orange circle in the middle of it, which means your car's fucked. Call it a day. K-Mac flag. Fair enough. So 2.1 seconds now the gap. Pelot's kind of got it back a little bit under control. But, I mean, by no means threatening the lead of Will Power. One of the best names in motorsport, if not sport. Sorry, I'm being quite silent here because I'm quite interested in what's going on. I am a big IndyCar fan, so I do find them quite, these are the hardest for me. But I will come up with some things to talk about soon, I do promise. So how many cars are still in this race? 24. That's interesting. Let's check in on the iPad, because that's something that we can do. Hang on. Sorry, bear with me. Just having a... I've been doing the stream for a while.
I can see that one. I mean, if you're Augustine Canapino, you got that squirrely moment through 7. As soon as you're off the corner, just dive to the left and cover that off. I can see why they want to do that.
Who do you like to look of here? As we're in the second half of the Chevy Detroit Grand Prix. At the moment, it's Will Power.
It's all changed out front. I think definitely Alex Palou got that problem fixed. But he
Right. Okay.
was distracted, wasn't he? Because Power was
Updated the IndyCar app, and we're back in.
much of an advantage over that opening lap or two. Palou wasn't fighting Power. He
All right, so where are we at? We're at 63. All right, come on, team. Stay with me. And thanks for being with me. We do appreciate your eyeballs, even though I know why most of you are here.
see the 60 in there.
No, not most of you. Most of you are backbones. Throw some backbones in the chat for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. As Armstrong makes a move to the inside of VK. Avenge him, he says. And he's through. Good boy. Well done. Onward to Camelot.
Andretti Autosport machine of Colton Hurst is there, but everyone now can go to the
P8. So back to
want to leave it too late, but
back to where we should have fucking been.
because
Um,
life will erode as the race goes
Up
on.
the Armstrong. Come on.
He's the one that will be desperate to get in when he can. Look, that gap right the way down now.
Right, how do I return back to the time? This is actually quite difficult to use.
Circuit, or he
Go.
needs
Oh,
now
here we go. Ah! Here we go.
back on, gets rid of these red alternates, or the green alternates, I should say, and risks
Okay, good. So I've got my timing up.
here has the pace for the overcome.
So I can kind of.
As Power pits, Palou will push hard in clean air and then pit to cover off Power, and then we'll have a fascinating battle off the pit road to see
There's not much going on. I'm gonna be.
Power pit.
Have you ever had a Greek sausage roll? I have had numerous. I'm ashamed to say, actually, I've had numerous Greek sausage rolls.
About it at Penske, it's not this time around. He's done 30 laps.
I've had a Greek sausage. Yeah, so it's the standard office routine. We'll get our assistant Liam. Particularly if it's pissing down with rain, we'll get him to go out and get the team a batch of Greek sausage rolls. Okay, so Palou's going to challenge back on Power. Oh, and Power's taken in way too much heat, and Palou's absolutely done him like a kipper. Come on, Dixon. Get on through. This is where I stop being a presenter and I re-become a fan. Sorry. So is Power struggling? Flavor Flav's concerned with all three of his timepieces. Watching on. And Dixon's into the lane, so he's gonna pass up on the silly buggers and do the mature thing and save tyres, or change tyres, I should say. And for a splash of fuel, and off you'll go. Sensible driving. I mean, the man's a genius. You can't argue with it. Get Flavor Flav on the pod. Yeah, 100%. I would love that. Oh, Connor Daly, don't be an ass. No, good. Okay, I don't think Connor's going to get close to getting past Dixon. Because I really, really like Connor Daly, and I didn't want to have to not like him. Never met him. Never even had a conversation with him, but I'm just a fan. I reckon he's the man. That rhymed unintentionally, but you know. And so Palou stops a great. Oh, everyone's just absolutely sending it into the pit lane like it's Need for Speed. I mean, no one does that better than Marcus Armstrong, but hopefully he doesn't give us one of his more famous performances like he treated us to in Monza. And he's in. Come on. Have a solid stop. 6, 7, 7.9. It's a good stop. It's a good stop from the number 11 Ganassi crew. So we're now tucked in just behind McLaughlin. I like that. I like this. I like the way that sounds. 3 seconds off the back. So we've got a nice bit of clean air as well to get up and boogie in.
Dixon on the one-lap warmer tires. He's going to get right to the gearbox of willpower, but it's not enough. He has half as much push to pass remaining.
So Dixon's got fuck all push to pass left apparently, which is suboptimal.
Dixon's got to be smart about how he uses that push to pass.
He might have a chance right here. Maybe he can sneak it on willpower as they come to
Right now,
turn
fight. Armstrong is currently in P13, and that doesn't say it on the screen at the moment, but the iPad's a little bit further ahead. How much push to... He's only got 29 seconds of push to pass remaining. How much does Joseph Newgarden have, for example? 33. So, okay, so that's around about standard. Hang on, is there an easier way for me to figure this out?
So he's been following Felix Rosenqvist all race long. Now he's ahead of the Swedish driver.
Something's happened. So,
this with Dixon in power. Rosenqvist on
oh no!
and that is Scott McLaughlin with
Oh no, that's fine.
Did he maybe go longer
The McLaughlin's had...
around in the runoff?
maybe.
Oh, I saw a blue car slowing down. And oh, the McLarens are going to go. Jeez. Hey, fair racing. I quite like that from the McLarens. That was quite nice. A little bit of rubbing. Bit rude, but both got through all right. A little bit of sideways tail action from Rosenqvist. That's some sexy motor racing.
It was gentle aggression. What happened here?
Oh! McLaughlin's, to be fair to him, been absolutely done over like a dinner. Nothing he really could have done about that. It was unfortunate time pit blend. And how good is this? Just a little bit of a love rub from Rossi up the inside of Rosenqvist. Or have I've got that the wrong way around, sorry. Hang on. I don't know, but it was fucking nice to watch. You did that to Scott Dixon though, you'd be on my list. So it was Rosenqvist on Rossi. Yeah, really nice move. And race control potentially apparently looking at maybe an unsafe re-entry for Grosjean, but I'm not really too sure. I mean, what either of them could have done to avoid that. But with that said, and this is important to note, if he does get a penalty, it's another spot for Armstrong. So if you ask me, he's guilty as sin. But I'm not exactly sure what the crime was. I didn't promise you unbiased commentary. Okay, so who's yet to stop? Kirkwood and Ericsson. And Newgarden, I think, maybe as well. So, hey. This is great stuff. As Rosenqvist makes a move on Newgarden, and he's going to get done by Grosjean as well. And Newgarden is upset about it. He's not a happy bunny. And it looks like Armstrong's going to... Oh, thank God he thought better of that one, because fuck me, it would have been so vintage Armstrong. And he could put a move on there. I would have approved of that one, but he does think better of it, which goes to show that maybe, James, he does know what he's doing and you should shut the fuck up. So still following this battle between Armstrong and Newgarden. I could have sworn that we were ahead of Newgarden though. And that he was perhaps due to stop. I don't know. How's this happen? I mean, that is a bit... Oh, here's Armstrong to the inside. Is he going to overcook it? Yes. And he locked the front tyre again as well. Oh, well. Yeah, that was a bit rough from Grosjean. So Armstrong's going to have to be careful. He's He's coming up to the back end of a skittish horse, so to speak.
But other than that, he's got a very fast Alex
If I was Newgarden, I'd be pretty hot under the collar.
They're going to need something extraordinary. Marcus was just told by Taylor Kyle, his strategist, we're just going to go as long as we can, but we are going to have to stop again. It would take...
So Ericsson is going to have to stop again. That's been confirmed. And they're hoping for a safety car, which, I mean, hey, look. In this situation, and in this circuit, you're never a million miles away from a safety car. You're never a million miles away from anything, really. But so McLaughlin, he's lining up a move. And I believe on VK, it is. So where are we? We're P10. How's fucking Newgarden got back ahead of us? I've missed that one. So now, well, this is less ideal. So Kirkwood and Ericsson are going to have to stop ahead. So that's two more. So P8 is kind of as we run net, so to speak. We being Marcus Armstrong, if you haven't pieced that one together. Because it's a collective, it's a team effort. And I like to take credit that I'm probably not entitled to. Don't we all? Yeah, it's a nice move from Scott McLaughlin down the inside Arenas VK there.
Excellent technique on the brake pedal to not block up offline where there's not as much grip. McLaughlin cleared and going forward.
What on earth is hot girl privilege? Can't see that. Not interested. Oh, he's still behind. No, it's still behind. So you can see that front wing of Colton Herder is making me a little bit nervous, I have to admit, with him right behind Armstrong. Because if that just gives way at the wrong time, it could be fucking curtains.
From the very back of the field after contact on the opening lap from behind, Palomilot got in the back.
Hang on, just
They replaced the entire rear wing, and they have been fast all weekend, and Kirkwood getting a chance to show it now.
yeah. So I think Kirkwood does have to stop again. I was wondering, they were talking about it for a second there, like he might have pulled off some kind of miracle and he was a genuine P7, but which of course he is on the road. And it has been a great job. I mean, consider, look at the state of this. Yeah, Ilot's bull really did try to mount his cow there. Changed the front wing back out and Durness did a great job. I mean, he's got a really good pace, Kirkwood, but I don't think he is on sequence to keep his position there, but a valiant effort nonetheless, and I'm happy to be wrong for him. I'm not that happy because he's currently ahead of Armstrong.
27 laps since he last pitted, he can probably go another 10 max.
And still Dixon stalking the rear of Will Power, whose turn of pace earlier was superhuman, but seems to have sort of feathered off now a little bit. Oh, I'd love it if we could get up into the 6 or something. That'd be mega.
Famous livery machine was so used to seeing Scott Dixon in that PMC back machine up at the front.
Bit more chat going. Oh, yep, as predicted.
In the mirrors of the Verizon Penske Chevrolet of Will Power. These two cars, third and fourth, that will become second and third. Then you've got the two McLarens, Rosenquist and Rossi. Well, I knew I was going to...
So Armstrong still 10. This is another one of those IndyCar race phases where it's just... It's a bit boring. 25 to go, so 3/4 of the way through this race officially. How much push to pass has he got left? That's a great time soaker. Thank you, Hump Dora. The one time I go back to read the name and it's fucking Hump Dora. It's been one of those. It's been one of those. How much push to pass has Marcus Armstrong got left? 20 seconds remaining on the push to pass. The fact that your surname is Humphreys Humpdora doesn't help. It's still filth. Absolute filth.
24 laps to go. What is going to happen here? Marcus Ericsson and Chip Ganassi praying for a caution.
Oh, some of you lot are actually quite funny. You should have a podcast. Okay, so Newgarden, I mean, I really should be doing this myself. Apparently Newgarden's got 4 seconds of push to pass. No seconds of push to pass remaining according to this. So come on, Armstrong, pull your finger out of your ass and get him done. We're only half a second off the tail now. And Ericsson finally stops. I'm actually watching on board Joseph Newgarden on my iPad here. So, that might, yeah. If you're trying to sync up, by the way, we're on lap 23. Sorry, 23 laps to go, watching Ericsson come out of the pit lane, and Armstrong is going to get by him. But Ericsson's on brand spankers now. To be honest, I thought Ericsson was going to fall a bit further down the road than he has. Why is I feel like every time we're on for sort of like a nice result here, and look, we still are. I feel like Ericsson's just passes us and then gets like 5 more because he's on new tyres, and then we just go nowhere. It really gets on my goat, and I'd like that to change today, if that's at all possible. Marcus apparently taking some credit for some things that I said. Situation normal. Okay, so we're now P9. Okay, no, we knew that because Ericsson stopped. So you're not reporting anything new there. Jeez, man. Shit, she has been a marathon, and thanks again for everyone for sticking with us. Graham Rahal, what's he got to say for himself?
Don't know. Obviously, I got a lot of understeer. I mean, it's on me. I need to obviously see the tape and understand. But as I was just saying, the cat.
Just put it in the wall. And I like Graham Rahal. I like to see him do well. It's been hard to actually. All the Rahal cars this year it's been hard to watch. Because I like those guys, but the performance is just absolutely nowhere. I'm not really too sure what's going on. They were actually looking like one of our options at one point last year. We've got Ganassi. We're very happy. We love Ganassi here at Screaming Meals. To this program. It's been a really tough couple of months, and we need a reset. I need a reset, and I need to come back much stronger. Yeah, Graham Rahal's going to want to just go back to his hotel room, order a Pizza Hut, and just about all of the hotel room porn that the TV has to offer, because he's just, yeah, he's been going through the absolute mincer for the last few weeks. Now, how are we trending? 8/10 off the back of Newgarden. Come on, we've got to get a move on, otherwise Ericsson's just going to jump us. Like some street crime. Problem is Grosjean's not too far ahead, so he's still getting a tow from Grosjean. Dixon's having a strong day. I'm happy about that. I mean, Armstrong's having a strong day as well. He's running P9 for heaven's sake, but you know he'll want more. I said it. I think I said it on one of the podcasts. Oh, Grosjean's fucked it. Another wall banger for Romain Grosjean. That's quite funny. Harvey Wallbanger. That's a nice cocktail. I think that's orange juice, vodka, and Disaronno or something. It's really nice. It gives a really nice aftertaste to just a bog standard vodka orange. It's not Galliano, is it? That they put in a Harvey Wallbanger. But anyway, that's Grosjean. Yeah, furious with himself, and you can see it visibly in the car. Having himself a right old decent day, running up in P7 it was at the time. And God, we're going to get another fucking restart here. And do you know what? I don't know if I can be fucked. But it's just more shit that can go wrong. Jeez, Marcus has done fucking well to avoid that one. Because he's swung around the corner at full tip. And he's had to really, stick the ass out of it and get around him. I wonder if Armstrong would have heard that before he saw it. Maybe I'll ask him that. Maybe I'll forget. Yeah, probably. Probably will.
Today is going to master precision consistently for 100 laps. You heard Graham Rahal just say, I know you got to stay on the damn.
So apparently Grosjean said earlier, the winner today is going to be the person who can be precision or something for 100 laps. That's why you don't say things like that. It's just a plumb good example of why you don't say shit like that. Ah, well. Hey, good on him running the Pride colours as well. Pride month. Woo woo. I think he's been running. Has he been running rainbow all year though? Stick some rainbow flags in the chat.
It's one of the worst feelings as a driver, guys, to make a mistake that takes you out of the race. Regardless, you're running in the top 10, and this is your job. So as a driver, to not hold up your end of the bargain, it is just so difficult. Drivers hold themselves to such high standards for their own worst critics. Nobody puts more pressure on a driver than a driver puts on themselves. And so in a moment like that, it's just crushing. And if you stop dancing...
Man, this is going to take a while to clear up.
You're dirt slow. You cannot... It's hard to express how much...
Because that car's not... Oh no, they've got a little bit of an opening there in the circuit. It's actually, to be honest, that's actually quite well placed. It's actually quite well placed. So, Grosjean's been courteous to us as far as handing Marcus Armstrong free position and crashing in a really polite place for the AMR recovery team. So, silver linings.
Let's go back. Talking of reflection, let's remind you of what went down. This guy here could have easily...
Oh, this was so funny. Oh my God. And I like both of them. Scott McLaughlin and Grosjean at St. Pete. Where you just saw that going in tears, like 4 years before they even arrived at the apex. Like, it was just never going to end well. And there exemplified that Grosjean has been running the rainbow all year. Well, not all year, at least for the 500. He's put it on the wall today.
Look, we saw Augustine Canapino, we saw Kirkwood, we saw Lundgaard all do the exact same thing.
Man, this has been a long stream. Woo! There's light at the end of the tunnel, though. Is there, James? Is there light at the end of the tunnel, or is there the opposite? Is there the opposite? Hey, we'll soon find out. 17 to go. Stay with us, folks. In downtown Detroit. 16 to go. In downtown Detroit for the IndyCar. Shit, man. Alright, so a push to pass summary. So we've got 16 seconds behind Newgarden, who's got squat. Kirkwood's got 19. Somehow he's cycled ahead. I've no idea how he's managed that. I think Newgarden's going to really struggle on this restart without push to pass. So that could present an opportunity for us. Hopefully Ganassi's on the radio to the other Marcus, Ericsson, being like, let Armstrong cook for the first half a lap. Or at least maybe the first couple of corners of the restart. He's in for a really long afternoon. That'd be nice. I mean, but you can't have everything in this world.
Michael is on the stand for Scott Dixon. I heard your driver say, I've got speed, I just can't go anywhere. With a restart, can he go somewhere now?
Dixon says he's got speed, apparently.
We'll find out. We have a really good car.
Sounds like a good night out. Cheap gag. Cheap gag. Blair, you're better than that. Matt. Somebody very popular called Matt has just joined us. Oh, Matt Gallagher. G'day, Matt Gallagher. How you going, mate? Long time no see since the karting day. Actually, I tell you what. We met at the Lando Norris karting event day thing. I bumped into Will and E earlier today, actually, in the streets of London. Said g'day. Who was also there. That's why that's relevant, in case anyone's wondering. So yeah, g'day Matt and Tommy if you're there. Thanks for joining us. Get some highlights of the 500. Now this is the scariest thing that happened at the 500, and I'm not really talking about the shunt. I touched on this earlier. The wheel somehow not going into the crowd there. Fuck, man. Like, that would have been, like, beyond tragic. Like, so horrendous. Motorsport, internationally, I actually think got off fucking lightly there. Because that could have gone real sour. Real sour. But anyway, it didn't, and we're thankful for that. We're thankful for hopefully 14 laps of green flag running to close out this Detroit Grand Prix. Come on, Armstrong. Just get on the button. I'm not going to watch the iPad because then that's cheating. Oh, and he's been caught napping a bit on the restart. You useless prick. Kirkwood? Oh, no, there's a caution. We haven't got to the apex of turn 1 and there's a caution. And he's made a real dog's breakfast of that one. I think it's David Malukas. All right, well, I mean, hey, at least it wasn't us. I mean, that's all I can really say on that one. So, not sure where that leaves us. Mate, oh my God. What's going on in the chat? I'm going to sleep. Got a lot on tomorrow at uni. Yeah, you and me both, sister. Get James in an IndyCar. I don't know if I've got the facilities for that, big man. That was quite a good pop culture reference from me, I think. I'm probably a few months late, but, you know. A-level economics. Oh, you'll piss it. You'll piss it by. I still don't even know if I passed school. And look at me now. I sell insurance for a living. How good. Alright, so it's Honda, Chevy, Honda, Chevy, Chevy, Honda, Chevy, Honda, 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 Chevy, 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 Honda, 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 Chevy, Chevy, Honda, Honda, Chevy. Fuck, man, look at those marbles. That looks like a black sand beach. Like your Piha.
Heading down to turn 3 on the opening lap of the race, who ran into the
Really hot to remember your flip-flops at Piha, because the sand, because it's obviously black and it absorbs the heat, is scorching. So, travel tip, if you happen to be visiting one of New Zealand's finest black sand beaches, or indeed any black sand beach, bring flip-flops.
laps to go. Simon Pagenaud, well, he's in 15th place. That's his best finish of the year. It's a story of what could have been for the Frenchman.
What else is going on in the chat? Piha Murawa. Yeah, Murawa is a lovely beach, actually. Spent a bit of time up there in my younger days.
Tweeting in about Romain Grosjean. Has he walked under
Thongs. No, they're not called thongs. They're called jandals, actually. I said flip-flops because I know that we cater to a mostly British audience, but the correct term for them is actually jandals. And I won't actually take any rebuttals on that, so you can cut your losses before you even start with me.
Romain Grosjean when he got out of the car? I love the way James Hinchcliffe,
It's an ugly town, Detroit.
sorry, chewing my words, described it because he didn't keep his side of the bargain. It's such
What else is going on in the chat?
for a drive.
Jandals. Yeah, jandals.
Absolutely awful for the team and the fans.
If you like what you see right now, like
666 viewers.
June 18th, just a couple of weeks' time, IndyCar's back on track.
Armstrong or Dixon? Don't you make me answer that question.
On the schedule, that is Road America, Elkhart Lake.
Nah, not answering that one.
Supporting that.
I don't know if I can.
One of the best tracks on the calendar and very different to this. Street circuit.
I don't know if I can.
Detroit, under our most recent caution, Marty, for the 6th time.
Nah. I literally, I can't, I couldn't answer it if I wanted to. There you go, there's your answer. Hey, doff of the cap to Augustine Canapino, who's having a great run up in where Marcus usually finishes, P13. Great drive from him. Really good to see. Finding his feet a little bit in the old IndyCar there. Because you saw it a bit with McLaughlin, coming from a touring car background, actually. Took a little bit of time to really sort of find his feet in IndyCar, but, you know, once he sort of wrapped his head around it, he was an absolute jet. So perhaps maybe the same kind of trend we could see from Canapino. Argentinian fans will hope so. 11 to go. Still the safety car out. I was probably busy talking shit or reading the chat. When we may or may not have got a replay, but I still don't know how Malukas has managed to fence it on his own there. Approaching a green flag. Ran out of talent, perhaps. Who else deserves a rat? Power's been real solid, but that's kind of an obvious one. Armstrong's been decent. He's not the best race of his life. Canapino, yeah, he's had a day. Herder's had a great day. Cutting through the field. He's looking pretty tasty. Hopefully not too tasty, because he's only 2 spots behind old MA. Dario Franchitti getting a view of some of his highlights. Oh, we're going through the new track race winners. And James Hinchcliffe's been absolutely snubbed on the recap. And we're going to get going again here. Oh, please just get through this fucking thing. No damage. And Pelot's all sorts of sideways coming out of the last corner. Come on. Capitalise, Dixon. Alright, come on, Marcus. Just don't fuck anything up. Oh, God. Oh, Flick, just get through. And they're 3 wide. And he's going to go to the inside of Newgarden. He's going to be opportunistic. And Powers just put Dixon in the wall. You're on my list, sir. Where's... Okay. How have we not gained a place in all that shit? Oh, we're up to 4th! Oh, no, we're at 6th. But 6th! Oh, no, 8th. Right, fuck your timing screen. You just made me look like an idiot. I'm putting in a written complaint to IndyCar there, because that's emotional distress that I've just suffered. I thought for a minute there we were running in fucking 4th. And Dixon's dropped to 2 places. So that's enough emotional distress that I care to experience on a Sunday evening. Christ, I've got to be in the office tomorrow. Alright, so we're still fucking stuck behind Newgarden. And, oh no. Canapino's just given up about 3 places running. Holy shit, fuck. I mean, Power got some air. From one of the McLarens just having a... Oh no, he ran over Dixon's nose. And there's a caution. Again, of course. It's Stingray Rob, who's been battling around at the back of the field all day. Yeah, Dixon just got absolutely shown the concrete there by, I think it was Rossi. Flavor Flav doesn't know where to look, and neither do we. He's getting some serious airtime. Oh, so Ferrucci's actually done him a bit dirty there, actually. And then just hasn't managed to spin the thing around to do the old loop-de-loop. But he's only young, give him time. So Power he got a decent bit of air. Actually, it wasn't as dramatic as it looked. On board, it doesn't look as dramatic as it did out of the car, but I don't know if that's much saving grace. And then, okay, and then Powers, yeah, he's put Dixon in the wall. Yeah, he's on my list. You're dead to me. Yeah, I don't care how good you are at karaoke, you're dead to me. I mean, Kirkwood. I mean, talk about someone who deserves a rap. Holy shit, how much do you like that if you're Rossi? Yeah, jeez, he's right up, but... Man, these IndyCars are built tough. So Canapino, 15. He's dropped 2 places on that restart, which is unfortunate, but still having himself a jolly good time. I'd hope. Yeah, man, Kirkwood lost a rear... How often do you hear of somebody losing a rear wing on lap 1 and pedaling the thing back up into P6? I mean, that's a phenomenal effort. Honda, Chevy, 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 Honda, Honda, Chevy, Honda, Honda, Chevy, Honda, Chevy, Honda, Honda, Chevy, Honda, 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 Chevy, Chevy.
I never thought of this place as that much opportunity, and you had some adversity earlier today, so how have you kept Alex in the game? We're just going to do our best we can here. We got him on a good tire here. We're going to get the one to go sign.
Does Kirkwood still have to pit, or is he good? I don't know. James, are you okay? I don't know. I can't believe Stingray Rob is his real name. Yeah. Yeah, it's similar to Kyle Kirkwood. I first came across Stingray Rob when I think he was racing like Mini Max or something like at a Road Tax World Championship event, karting. And I remember obviously thinking at the time, you hear a name like Stingray Rob, it's not one you're quick to forget. And then I was out at Laguna Seca for the last round of IndyCar last year, and I heard the Indy Lights commentary sort of and the speakers in the background, and it referenced Stingray Rob, and I was like, oh no shit, old Stingray Rob hacked his way into an Indy Lights seat, and now of course IndyCar. Probably, I mean, you talk about IndyCar having it all. It's got two of the greatest names in world sport. Not as in the same sense as, like your Michael Jordan, Michael Phelps type of great names in sport. But, I mean, you've got a guy called Willpower and you've got a guy called Stingray Rob. What more could you want? Outstanding names here in IndyCar. Willpower. I mean, what were they thinking? Anyway. Right, are we about to go green again? I think we are. I believe we are. Alright, now hopefully this one goes a little bit better for us. I mean, the last one wasn't shocking. Could have gone better for Dixon. So I'll try and sit back so you're not just staring at my dental work. Alright, and they peel onto the back straight and it's green flag. Okay, looks like we've got it. Okay, Marcus has a nice little bit of a gap. Okay, they're all still single file. No one's flicked out yet, but don't write it off. And Powers shapes to the outside of Rossi. Oh, please tell me we just get through, okay. And we've done New Garden! Come on! Attaboy! And Ericsson follows through. Good on you, but whatever. All right, next up, Kirkwood. Let's do it. Let's do this thing. I regretted saying that as soon as I said it. I'm so sorry. And the McLaren's getting frisky again. This time it's Rosenquist through on, I believe, Rossi. It is Rossi. And Rossi comes back again. Dixon, the third orange car you see in your shot here now. Come on, take the air. Get over to the draft. Come on. Oh, now we're going to get, oh, fuck. Man. Oh, it's all going on. And no change. And now we're having to fend off Ericsson. Just put him in the wall, Marcus. We can't afford to give up P7 now. No siree, Bob. Okay, Ericsson's slowed up a little bit. Alright, 4 to go. Soon to be three. Come on. Oh! McLaughlin shapes for a move on Ericsson. And this is great for us. We love this. Because we're right on the back of Kirkwood now. Come on! If you've got some speed, now's the time. 3 to go. Have a sniff, son. Come on. Oh, he thought about it. He did think about it as well. I see it from here. I think he's made the right move and shying away from it, though. Oh, and there's a bit of debris on the road there. Don't run over it. Yes, we weren't the ones to run over it. Oh my God, it's hurt. It's half of Colton Herter's car is left out on the road. Surely he's going to be in the bin before the end of the race. Yeah, there you go. As I say, has the world's biggest lockup going into the penultimate corner. Yeah, and that was I've been banging on about it all race. That's the concern, that it goes under the car. It's not taking another hit, has it?
inside of your screen.
There, and he's
Yes, here comes
yeah.
Rosenquist. Look at this.
And Rosie on again. The two McLarens just absolutely. Oh, and he's fenced them. Come on, Dixon, get around that. Yes. Let's go. We like the carnage. Need Armstrong to capitalise on it. Is he close enough? I don't know. Where's he at? He's still right behind Kirkwood. Polo's done a stellar job here. Again, I mean, I think he's just rapid this year. Oh, what the fuck? Fucking McLaughlin's passed us. That wasn't in the script. That's bullshit. That's fucking rude from McLaughlin. He should know better.
Like a surgeon, so precise, so methodical with every step, never a hair out of place in terms of his driving.
All right, so I mean, it's final lap. Sorry, final lap. And it's Palou leading still from power. Rosenquist is third. I mean, McLarens have really turned it on for us here. And Palou takes the checkers. He's going to win the Detroit Grand Prix. Power, as I said, in second. He's going to be followed home by the McLaren of Felix Rosenquist in the end. I thought he was my pick for the win, so I wasn't too far off there. Dixon will bring it home in fourth. Fifth, Alexander Rossi. Sixth, Kyle Kirkwood. Phenomenal drive. Seventh is going to be Scott McLaughlin. The audacity of the man to pass Armstrong in the last few laps. And it's going to be Armstrong with the best equal result of P8 in the NTT Data IndyCar Series. And yeah, I wonder what the rest of his day is going to look like. It's all fine. It's all fine. Oh, well, hey, look, the crowd love it, and if the crowd's had a good day out, it's all worth, isn't it? And that's what it is all about. It's about the backbones. It's about you guys having a good time. And it's been a good time. It's been fun, team. But it's late. My voice box is fucked. You know what I've got going on. So I'm going to call it a day there. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Greatly appreciate it. And hopefully next time you see me, I'll be accompanied by some of my moron friends. And we'll be doing some cool shit. So thanks a million. We'll see you soon.